So D'Angelo Williams joins the show again, an insider, Field Yates. I'm Diana Rossini. Thanks for being with us today, guys. Big story. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell once had a really powerful ally in Jerry Jones, but that looks to be over at this point. Here's what you need to know, guys. There's a rule that has been on the NFL books for more than 20 years that says if an owner participates in bringing litigation against other owners, he must reimburse them for the legal fees. So owners want the rule enforced, so now the league is demanding reimbursement in excess of $2 million from Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones for costs related to Ezekiel Elliott's suspension and Jones' threatened litigation over Roger Goodell's contract. Now, the litigation, you may remember, was never pursued. ESPN asked the Cowboys for a comment. They did not offer one. So here is an excerpt from the rule. This is what it says. Each claiming party must be obligated jointly and severely to reimburse the league and each such league affiliate for all such parties, legal fees, litigation expenses, and costs incurred in such claim. If the claiming party does not obtain a judgment on the merits which substantially achieves in substance and amount the remedy sought. So it's a 20-year-old rule, and it's being enforced. So this news breaks late yesterday afternoon. D'Angelo, I know you're headed out back to your hotel, but now you're back here, and now we want your response to all of this. What are your thoughts?
Well, I love it. My first reaction is you know, Goodell's supposed to be the puppet to the puppeteers in terms of the owners. And when he steps up and he says, hey, you know, we got to suspend Ezekiel Elliott, then Jerry Jones, he lived up to what he said. He wasn't, during the old CBA, he was not for revenue sharing. He knows that if Ezekiel Elliott leaves the field, his bottom line is touched. He loses a lot of money in that 6-game suspension from a fan attendance standpoint. Like, it's costing him more money than his $2 million fees. And I really love this because this is the first time that I've seen in the NFL where it's bickering amongst the owners and the commissioner. And with the new CBA deal potentially coming up here very soon, it's going to be interesting to see how that's handled. And on top of that, with Roger Goodell wanting the things that he wanted in his contract that Jerry Jones didn't agree with, was some of the very things that he was fighting players on, like lifetime health insurance.
It's like deja vu all over again, as the saying goes. You've got a prominent owner and the NFL commissioner at odds. And perhaps this payment, if it is eventually reimbursed by Jerry Jones to other owners and to the NFL itself, will be the nail in the coffin on the situation. But if we learned anything from Jerry Jones over the past 5 months, and we already knew a lot of this during his 20-plus years as the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, he's not going down without a fight. So I thought maybe earlier on today this could be the closing of the books. But it certainly sounds like there's a possibility that, you know, another round is upon us, and this could endure in a long, drawn-out battle between, effectively, Jerry Jones and Roger Goodell, representing ownership, representing the league at large. And what's the end result? Maybe the end result is the payment of the fees, but like, can the NFL really afford to constantly have the commissioner and an owner not seeing eye to eye?
So if I'm an owner and I'm Robert Kraft and you take Tom Brady away from me for the games you took away from me, then I'm pushing the commissioner. You have to hold him to the same standard that you held me. Right. Take his best player off the field. And I think that's what he did. He had to stick with the rules that he enforced with Robert Kraft and the New England Patriots. Is the same rule that he enforced with the Dallas Cowboys.
Got to be consistent there. You know, in general, we talk on the show all the time about how Roger Goodell is viewed. And we rarely get to talk to players that just finished up. How do players view the commissioner?
Well, I don't know how the players, I can't speak for all of them, but I view him as the puppet to the owners. That's exactly what he is. Some people try to say he's a conduit, but I don't think he's a conduit at all. I think he is just that, a puppet. When they pull his strings, he reacts.
I just say this. Obviously, I'm not a player, not a former, present, or future player. But don't you think if there was this great reverence or admiration for Roger Goodell, like, can you think of a single example where a player has gone out of his way to praise the work that Roger Goodell has done as the commissioner of the NFL? I'm not like
just any person. Just right? have you heard of any person trying to praise?
And again, it's literally it's apples to oranges. Right. It's apples to oranges. But doesn't it feel like right now you've got some of the most prominent players in the NBA who love Adam Silver and the work that he has done as the commissioner? It feels like we hear that referendum quite frequently.
Yeah.
In the NFL, it does feel like, from a player commissioner standpoint, there's respect, there's deference in some ways because he does have so much power that he wields. But I don't think that players, think to themselves like, best option we got going here.
Well, Jerry Jones will appeal that fine we just learned.
No surprise.
That's what I'm talking about, Jerry. Keep the fight alive, brother.